Self-belief and confidence can never be bought. You can get out of that hole of misery that you were born into. You don't have to dig it deeper. If you want to live your dreams, don't be a sleeper. Watch out for the deceiver. Yes, the road won't be smooth. You will encounter a lot of blows. It's not about how many times you hit the canvas, but how many times you can get up from the canvas of your purpose. Your life is not a crisis. Don't be bothered by those who laugh at you as if your life is a circus. Stealing from your mother's purse to buying her a mansion. That's the title of your story. Glory for your enemies, you can never be sorry. Know yourself, don't be a victim of false identity. Walk around with dignity. Solve this mystery. Your name belongs to the books of history. It's not easy, but get achievable, tangible, probable. Hard work is always reliable, drive untamable. I know you are capable. Real recognizes skill, recognizes ill. That's the deal, you feel. Negativity we oppose, positivity all aboard. I don't rap for awards and applause. I rap to help you realize that the world is yours. Every human's got flaws, just as every contract's got clause. Now let's let your persistence kick down doors. We will prevail against all odds. All we gotta do is stick to our thoughts. It's just a matter of time before we reap the rewards. We will prevail against all odds. All we gotta do is stick to our thoughts. It's just a matter of time before we reap the rewards. We will prevail, we will prevail, we will prevail, we will prevail, we will prevail.
Did the hip hop bug find you, my king?
Njabz, born in Hill Bros, bread buttered and toasted in Sofasonke City, aka Soweto.
Sure.
So how it all happened, it was, man, just basically creative writing classes, from primary school, creative writing. I found myself writing poetry and it stuck with me, and then as you grow older, you start engaging with other people, once you get to high school, you're like, hey, yo, I'm not the only one, and then that's when the rapping element starts, So it's been years, bruh. It's been years.
So like when you started writing, man, did you know that it was hip hop, or were you just like writing for the sake of, you were like an expressive kid?
Well, really, it's not about labels, at first. So when I was writing, I didn't know what I was doing until I found out. I discovered that it's hip hop, and this what I'm mentioning. It stems way beyond my time, our time. I mean, we can look at our surnames, like hip hop is poetry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying. So this thing, it's in us, Yeah.
Okay, now no diggity dub, man. Okay, so can you just describe to us, man, what kind of MC are you, and what kind of content do you put out?
I'm a conscious MC. You get that with Njabz, and then you get the God of War who destroys everything, my man.
Yeah.
So it's just two alter egos going against each other. And then my content is very, very uplifting, controversial to most, but if you really listen at it, it's very uplifting, and it speaks about the solid truth and what it is, hip hop, we are rebels. So the way that I'm going to say stuff, maybe somebody might not like it, but that's what it is.
Okay, can you touch on like your influences, man? Who influenced your pen game, and like how did that like manifest? Because now, in my journey, man, I've been through so many phases, bro, in this rap thing, man. I started out listening to B.I. and Puck, and then I got into Weezy and Drake, and then my life flipped when I listened to Cannabis and Immortal Technique. So can you briefly break down like all your, I could say, eras to bring you the Njabz that we have today?
Well, with that question, I'd have to give a big shout out to Bob TV. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, man, I don't know these things. What's Bob TV, bro?
Oh, Bob TV. It was a crazy TV station.
Yeah.
Where they would play your Nas, your Mobb Deep, your Slim Shady. The golden era kind of hip hop.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
When was this?
Oh, when was this? Yo, man, I think 90s, bro.
Okay, yeah, like
90s,
I was still a toddler then. Okay, yeah.
90s. Yeah, so we would feed off that, and they had nice Chinese movies, you know. And then after that, on the streets, as you grow older, you come across like your tapes of Wu-Tang, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it starts getting crazy, you know. And then it goes on. The more you grow in the culture, the deeper you get, more MCs and more people that are actually speaking what is relevant. And it makes sense when you listen to it, you know. So it was that era, you know. And then we moved on to, you know, I don't know what happened. I like to call it colonizing us, you know.
Yeah.
So we have to decolonize the arts in a sense of, because now what's getting airplay, it's really not talking our stories at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's really not. So we gotta be aware of that, you know, and pick our artists wisely. Let's dig. Let's not mainstream feed us, and we accept it, you know. Yeah.
And like speaking of that, man, I was listening to Ab Soul on my way to work today, right?
Yeah.
And one of the lines he was saying, he's like, shout out to all the real hip hoppers that go out and listen to people that they don't know, in order to like find that new dope thing within hip hop and all that stuff, man. Okay, so now when you started like in this rap thing, man, which era of South African hip hop were we in, man? And who were the prominent people at the time, and how was hip hop in South Africa at the time?
Oh, at that time it was crazy. It was crazy. I mean, we had your cashless societies, you know.
Shout out to DJ Kano. He's coming next week.
You know, shout out to Kano, you know. And your DJs, your Ready D's were there, you know. Shout out to your Slachis, you know, your Splash Jams, your 1808, your Dungeon Shacks, you know. The list is endless, your Gravesides, you know, because I'm from Soweto, so you know what I'm saying. So, well, really, the thing is that the culture at that time, it was living on the streets, you know. That's where we could interact with Abu Ben Sharpa, you know, RIP, you know what I'm saying? Abu Human, you know what I'm saying? Like, the list is endless, your emphatic tabs, you know, your Mpefumlo, your Zanzibars, you know what I'm saying? So your Dice, and you meet those people on the streets and you realize, okay, hold up, what's going on here, you know? And then, by the way, I like that question because during this whole journey of hip hop, as a hip hop participant and as a carrier of the culture, it's only part and duty that I study the culture.
Facts.
Yeah.
You said something important to me in my rap battle, and actually like I was like, damn, bro, respect. What you said to me was that like because now I was battling Dr. Equinox, and you said I'm a student of the game because of a particular line that I said, which showed that like I studied the game. Okay, carry on. Sorry, man.
Yeah. So within that, fortunately, the whole journey of the artistry, not just the hip hop culture, but the artistry, it landed me up at Funda Center, you know. So Funda Center, I made grades, and I met people that were doing what we are doing eons back. You know, your Brawillies, you know, your Brawilly, he was a poet laureate, R.I.P. Brawilly, passed on 2018, you know, poet laureate, and Brawilly has got a huge impact in the hip hop culture, you know. I met Abu Brali Fifitlali, you know, Brali Fifitlali, and when I met him, we were hosting him for a show, and then after that, when was it? It was last year. So I'm chilling with these guys from Pretoria, right? They play Malobo. So one of them is their students. So what happens is that they play me an album, Yali Fifitlali, that was in 1972. And my G, it's dungeon like nobody's business.
Really? Like him Zanzi?
Mzansi from Pretoria. From Pretoria. He was from Pretoria. So an album of 1972 that was so hip hop, that was so gringy and stuff, you know. When we look at
that's crazy, bro. Like what?
Yeah. 1972. You can check it out. Hard to find. It's a rare piece. So these guys, they didn't have computers. You can imagine what they were using as as instruments, you know. And then it started me to question the sound that we doing in South Africa, you know, in the underground scene that is called dungeon.
Yeah.
Is it really called dungeon? Because now, when we look at it, if we had to interview or question Oprah Fifitlal, he won't say this was dungeon.
What do you think he's gonna say?
I don't know, man. Maybe we'll get a Tswana name or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and like speaking of which, man, like I remember having a conversation that Machene. And he was like, yeah, bro, like I was actually one of the first rappers to actually rap.
For sure.
I'm like, bro, you nigga, like
For
come
sure,
on.
for sure.
And then he actually broke down like how rap wasn't even allowed, and which also led to a convo I had with he was with Khwaiza from TKZ.
Yeah.
And he expressed to me saying, "Hore, like yo." Back in the day, rap was not allowed. You know, it was actually that's why your TKZs moved to Kwaito and all that, because now hip hop was for the privileged black kids that could speak English, and if you spoke English, it didn't really resonate with your people. That's why you moved to the Kwaito side of things. Now, okay, so now let's move on to like the song that we gonna play now. The first one, it says "We Will Prevail," man. Tell us about that single.
Oh, we will prevail, man. It's been tough times, you know. I've been, like I said, it's been years me in the game. So I just released an album. You know what I'm saying? This year, shout out to that. Vote for Wordsmiths.
Word up.
Which you get only physical copies. So I was just basically speaking to my resilience. You know, speaking to my resilience, but also projecting it to the next person that they listen to. And like, no matter what tough times that you're going through, but if you stick to your guns will stick with you, basically, you know. That's the story that I'm trying to say, you know. We will prevail against all odds.
Seanego Massive Metro. It is about that time for Kapula One Must Die. We bring MCs into the studio. And basically, they're about to get certified as MCs before their music gets played. Because I know how you rappers are, man. Y'all make good music, but then y'all can't rap. You know what I'm saying?
That's
bro, what
man.
you got, bro?
1 2 1 2.
Yeah,
Aye.
yeah.
1 2 1 2.
1 2 1 2.
1 2 1 2.
1 2 1 2.
Yeah. When I say vote for, you say wordsmiths. Vote for
Wordsmiths.
Vote for
Wordsmiths.
Day-to-day struggle. Gotta get on your hustle. Don't fumble. Remember to remain humble. You know, living in a concrete jungle, surrounded by teenage pregnancy and a white god who's leaning to the white minority. If oceans could talk, I'd take a dive and discover the archives. Radio and television are some of the tools they use to maintain the lies. Look at what they did to the image of hip-hop. So porn is the order of the day, or you don't get airplay. What does that say? That's why majority of our sisters just want to slay, and majorities of our brothers just want to be F-boys. In the Ndu community, domestic violence always makes noise. Take away a man's masculinity, then we have a dysfunctional family tree. Turn these women against them in the name of feminism, then we got bastards in the community. Let's not even go to the economy. It's like we're destined for poverty. The system is dodgy. The school education is meant to fail and enslave you. The food they sell to us is poisonous. They teach us about urbanization so that they can have mass distribution of the GMO food. They made us to believe we're Africans as if we are known objects willing to name by the Europeans. What? By the When I say vote for, you say wordsmiths. Vote for
Wordsmiths.
Vote for
Wordsmiths.
Check
Oh,
it.
okay, I
Check.
get it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat
Speak
it.
about-
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah,
No,
man.
no,
Yeah,
no.
man.
Let's get into the next
got
beat, man.
something.
Oh, no, that was fire, man. That was fire. Alright. No, but you know, man, I don't just play random boom bap beats, man. I play all kinds of beats so I can test rappers. You know what I'm saying?
You do trap.
Okay, now let's do this, bro. Njabz, get it.
1 2.
Yeah.
Deadly destructive forces deliver doomsday to your doorstep. It's in an envelope throughout the whole globe, from neglected shacks in Soweto to monster mansions, United States of assassins. You open it and airborne diseases unleashed. In 5 seconds you start to cough blood. In 10 your skin shreds. In 15 there is nothing left. There is no god or Kabbalah magic that can save you from this ish. It's just too hazardous. In ancient Egypt, the man who studied constellation of black stars wrote about it in hieroglyph. Even said in the next lifetime man who used Bible scripts to roll spliffs. Christians shook their heads in disbelief, and barbarically stole him till he was deceased. His body was thrown into deadly waters for a school of piranhas to feast. Years later, reincarnated into forms of god of war, aka Kratos, slices and dices the enemies with the blades of chaos. After they decapitated the Pope, he stood on the roof of Vatican City with blood dripping from his forehead from a head-on collision with the war tank. Smoked the bone, cast the throne, and fled the sea. A vulture flying on top of your head. Those are my signs to you that death is coming soon. MCs are werewolves and I'm the full moon. It's victory that I consume. I get strong and stronger after each and every punchline. Legend has it I could kill a man with one rhyme. Laughed it off as I took a sip of my wine. In hell, that's where we dine. You talk ish, then their tongue is mine. I need a new pendant for my necklace. I despise the human race. I'll eat your face. No weakness is allowed in my place. My birthplace has got no trace. My weapon of choice is blades. Just for the record, fist fight, Russian roulette or jiu-jitsu, I'm still gonna damage you. I salvage every time I step into a battlefield. I've once punched a dent into Captain America's shield. Single-handedly take over the village before the sunset and then donate caskets simply to make all the children bastards. Now I need someone to clean up this mess. My second coming to earth, I was riding an asteroid. Humanoid, you are gonna get destroyed. Leave your loved ones trapped in a dark void. The wrath of my blade is something that you should always avoid. I use the blades of chaos as a propeller blade to escape the murder scene. From DK to BK, MC's unsafe. Hijack Noah's Ark, make lions F with sharks. So that I can create a culture of my own. Yo, this is hip hop, you know what it is, hip hop on the grind. Shout out to Massiv Metro, shout out to Njabz, shout out to Ovaryt, shout out to everybody, man. You know what it is. Yeah.
Man, you sound like you're about to leave, bro.
Let's go.
Shout out to everybody.
Hey man, but these verses are fire, man. From so many, yo.
Life to the page, watch it levitate after I finish this verse. Some say my dopeness is a curse. MC's better rehearse, cause my curse could only get worse. Never judge a book by its cover. I've seen a cat pull a stunt like a fat samurai who's agile as a cat, who'll stand on your katana blade once you point it in his direction. Mastered the art of resurrection. First name hair, blast name hop, and he won't stop. His whole life has been labeled as a flop, but he's still on top. You got top 10, we got boom bap. Rap will forever stay on the map. We forever straight strapped. Gun bars, break dances, graffiti artists, scratches. These are some weapons that we have in our arsenal. My liquid brain is an exercise for your maze. Leave you confused in days. Spit grown men bars that echo in Mars. I'm not about that mundane ish about itch and cars. I'm all about
Where was born?
The word is born. Word is alive, man. Goodness gracious, man.
Ghetto queen, ghetto woman, my Wonder Woman that comes in all shapes and sizes, from petite in between to voluptuous. I know you love us because you raised us. Don't be ashamed of your skin and hair. Those are the identity of an African queen. You are no man's ornament because if life is a tournament, you're the champion and not the trophy. The ghetto is a stronghold for strong black African women. Women who touch soft spots when they start singing. Women who are seductive when they start dancing. Women who grab the sharp end of the knife when they start kneading. They say you no longer cook like our mothers but drink like our fathers. I say relax, have a few more, after all you need a break. You are always carrying the nation on your back, stay black. And it's hard to be intelligent and independent as you are. My ghetto goddess. Life on the streets.
Shining his hand. Shining his hand. Yeah. That's it. Ghetto queen, ghetto woman, my Wonder Woman. They come to those shapes and sizes, from petite in between to voluptuous. I know you love us because you think us. Don't be ashamed of your skin and hair. Those are the identity of an African queen. You are no man's ornaments, because if life is a tournament, you do a champion and not the trophy. The ghetto is a stronghold for strong black African woman. Woman who touch soft spot when they start singing. Woman who are seductive when they start dancing. Woman who grab the sharp end of the knife when they start eating. They say you no longer cook like our mothers, but drink like our fathers. I say relax, have a few more, after all you need a break. You are always getting the nation on your back, stay black. And it's hard to be intelligent and independent as you are. My ghetto goddess. Life on the streets, we got nothing to eat. You gotta stay on your feet. Ghetto girl, ghetto boy, ghetto people. Life on the streets, we got nothing to eat. You gotta stay on your feet. Ghetto girl, ghetto boy, ghetto people. Life on the streets.
just wrapped off the show. It is what it is, you know. You can catch us again. Tune in. Next week we're doing peanut butter and jam sessions. That's what's up. Yeah.
Helicopters flying low in the hood, yo, you know what that means. Home of the 60s, I'm at the Maras, 26 and 28. Home of sports legends, home of creatives, and yes, home to poet laureate. Positive or negative, poverty took everything from us. Now we got nothing to lose. This is not just home for drugs and booze, but youth paving their own routes. Touring the ghetto with the tour guide is like having sexual intercourse with the condom on. To the ghetto, let's remain strong and walk around singing our victory song. Life on the streets, we got